One of the key principles of having your own business is knowing your figures. Whether you've got an Amazon FBA business, an eBay business, or any business for that matter, you need to be on top of your income and your expenses so you know whether your business is running profitably or not. So in this video, what I'm going to be doing is running through the different tools and processes that I follow as an Amazon FBA seller in order to keep on top of my financials. Now, the tools that I'm going to be running through in this video also work if you're an eBay seller or if you just sell products online in general. So if you do sell products online, if you have got your own business, then this video is going to help you understand what records you need to keep and the processes that you need to follow in order to keep your accounting costs low and to ensure that you are on top of your financials. Whether you're running your business as a sole trader or a limited company, the same principles apply. You need to be on top of your financials, not only so you know whether you're profitable or not, but so your accountant can calculate the right amount of tax that you should be paying. So we're going to be running through an expense tracker that I've created for you guys completely free that will allow you to record all of your business's costs, and I would recommend using that if you are a new business owner. So if you haven't started selling yet, but you have started incurring costs. Then we're going to be running through a piece of software called Xero, which is essentially an online tool that helps you keep on top of your expenses and your income. So that is what I'd recommend for people to have if they've already started selling, if their business is actually operating, rather than just incurring costs. Now, Xero is the tool that I use. I've got plenty of experience with it, so that's the one that I'll be quickly demonstrating in this video. But of course, there are lots of alternatives out there. The other one that's most famous is probably QuickBooks. So we'll be demonstrating Xero in this video. And then finally, the final tool that I'll be demonstrating is one called LinkMyBooks. And LinkMyBooks for me as an Amazon FBA seller is essential because it basically will tell Xero or QuickBooks exactly how much sales you've made in the prior months, and it will factor in all of the fees and refunds, etc. so you don't have to. So it's a massive time saver. So these three tools are the ones that I'm going to be running through in this video, which I believe are essential if you are an online seller and you want to make your accounting process with your accountant completely streamlined and simple. Okay, so let's first run through the expense tracker that I've put together for you guys, a link of which will be in the description box below. It's completely free, there's no charge, and I would highly recommend you guys to use this if you are just getting started with your own businesses. So this expense tracker here is designed to basically make your life and your accountant's life much easier when trying to basically remember all of the expenses that you and your business have made. So what you need to do is every time you incur a cost that is related to your business, so whether it be buying stock, buying software, marketing, advertising, whatever, you need to record it in here. Now, of course, it's really important to record any income that you've made, but personally, I think that once you start generating an income, once you start selling, it's going to be much easier and quicker to use the tools that I'm going to be talking about later in this video. So for that reason, I'd say this spreadsheet here should only be used if your business hasn't started generating sales yet. It should just be used to record all of your expenses, so at the end of the year or the end of the month, you can just send it directly to your accountant and they can immediately know or understand all of the expenses that you've made and they can record it down in their own files. So let's just fill this out quickly together. Here you've got a summary table which will basically give you a very quick understanding of how much money you've spent in the different categories that I've put here. So we've got product related, shipping, advertising and marketing, email and sequencing, tools, and general and admin. And of course, you can change those if you want. If you've got other things that you want to add, it's very easy to change. You would just type it here. Assuming that we are happy with these categories here, let's now have a go at filling this tool out quickly. So let's say that we've just started our businesses and we've just incorporated a company. Let's say that on the 13th of February, we paid Company's House and the description was incorporating a company, right? Here, currency, the reason I've put this here is just because like often software tools and advertising and programs online can be in dollars. So I thought it would be helpful for you guys to have a column where you can basically specify the currency so your accountant knows what currency you paid in and can convert it appropriately. So the company's house, they charge in British sterling, so we'll put GBP. Then we've got the dollar column, so that's not applicable, we can leave that. And then here I've got the pound column, so we can say we spent £15. And then the next column is going to be VAT. Now, if you are VAT registered, I would say fill this out because it means that you can reclaim that VAT. But if you're not VAT registered, I would just leave that blank. There's no need to record it at this stage. Then we've got the expense classification. So this is really important that you fill it out. So you simply click into the cell, you click this little button here, and you can see all of the options here summarized. So we can say incorporating a company, that is within general and admin. You click that, and then look, you can see this summary box here is automatically filled out. And then finally, for comments, you can just say something like something to help your accountant. You can say receipt emailed on 14th of February, or you could say receipt stored in folder XYZ for your own records, right? So that is essentially how to fill it out. If you do want to change the currency, if you are maybe based in Europe or the US, you can simply just change it here like that, and then you can see that automatically updates. So that is how I would keep on top of my expenses if I was just getting started. Remember, if you incur any costs to do with your business, so whether that be hiring a mentor, getting a course, buying product research tools, buying stock, etc., etc., if it is perfectly justifiable with regards to your business, put it down here. Obviously you can't put personal items like clothes or whatever, but if it is for the purpose of growing your business, growing and operating your business, put it in. And one example for you guys that you might not have thought of is like a laptop or a computer. When I was very first getting started with my Amazon FBA business, I bought a new laptop because I wanted something that was completely separate from personal. And of course, it's for business use, so I was able to expense it. So that is how you fill the expense tracker out. And like I say, make sure you keep on top of that as much as possible so that at the end of the month or the end of the year, you can just email it to your accountant and they'll be like, brilliant, your accounting costs are going to be lower because you've already done most of the work for us. The next tool that we're now going to run through is a piece of software that's online called Xero. And as I mentioned earlier, there are lots of alternatives, the most popular one being QuickBooks, but the principles here are the same. I would say it is well worth getting one of these online tools as soon as you start selling or as soon as the amount of expenses that your business is incurring is too much for you to do manually in that expense tracker. So this is what Xero looks like from the perspective of a dummy company. And just to kind of summarize how it works, you basically link all of your bank accounts, PayPal accounts, whatever to Xero. And every time a transaction goes into your bank account or into your PayPal, the Xero tool will pick it up. So let's just have a quick look here where it says reconcile 29 items. That means that it's got 29 items or line items within your bank statement and it wants to know what they are. So as soon as you get this initially, it is going to be a bit more manual, very similar to what we just did in the expense tracker, whereby you're going to have to tell Xero what the expense relates to. But over time, the more you use it, it will automatically learn what the different expenses are. So here, for example, you can see in this dummy company, we've received £6,000 on the 4th of February from Ridgeway University, and automatically Xero knows that it's revenue and it's received from Ridgeway University, and it's matched an invoice that this dummy company had created. So let's have a look what else we've got. We can scroll down and you can see it's picking up every single line item from our bank statement. Here's one here, Ridgeway Banking Corporation, £15 cost, and straight away Xero is saying, okay, so that was paid to Ridgeway Bank, and what was it for? It's a bank fee, and it's automatically putting it in the bank fee category. So you can see how simple and streamlined it is. All you would need to do there is just press the OK button and it disappears because it's reconciled it for you. So This is like a brilliant tool to have once your business has grown to the point of generating sales and generating like quite a few different expenses. And it's very, very cheap. You can actually get it from about £10 per month. My accountant provides it to me as part of the kind of package that I have. So it's up to you whether you want to kind of have it and pay for it yourself and kind of update it yourself as each month passes by, or whether you say to your accountant, can you set up a Xero account for me and kind of update it on my behalf. So Xero is a fantastic tool, and basically at the end of the year it will tell you how much your total revenue was, how much your costs were, and what your profit was. So it's really straightforward, easy, and it is a fantastic way of keeping on top of how much money you're making. Now, the final tool that I use and recommend if you are an active seller on Amazon or eBay is one called LinkMyBooks. And LinkMyBooks, to put it very simply, acts as a middleman that tells your accounting software, say Xero or QuickBooks, exactly what the deposit that you've just received from Amazon or eBay is. So, for example, every 2 weeks as an Amazon seller, you get money deposited into your bank account if you've been making sales, right? And Xero will look at that money, let's say £5,000, and it will be like, okay, that's income from Amazon, but that's all it knows. It doesn't know how many sales that amount of money relates to, how much you've paid in fees in terms of Amazon costs, how many refunds you've had to make, how many reimbursements you've had to make, etc., which is all really important when it comes to understanding not only how much profit you've made, but how much you've paid and collected in the form of VAT. So LinkMyBooks essentially will hook up to your Amazon and eBay accounts, and every time a deposit is made by Amazon and eBay, LinkMyBooks will go, okay, how much does this relate to in terms of sales and revenues? How much stock has that cost this seller? How much money has this seller paid in terms of fees? How many refunds have been made? And so on and so on. And it does that all automatically, so you don't have to do anything, right? It takes like no time at all for LinkMyBooks to do this, and if you were to do it manually, they did an experiment earlier and it was something ridiculous like 20 hours a month. So I would highly recommend this tool. There are a number of other ones out there that do this. The most famous one is A2X, and to put it bluntly, the price that they charge is extortionate. When I very first started selling on Amazon, I looked at the fees and it was like £60 a month or something, and I was like, I don't really want to be paying that, I'll just do it manually. And it was a complete pain in the backside. So I was so glad when LinkMyBooks came out. It's a British company and the owners are amazing. I've spoken to them on numerous occasions whenever I've had a nerdy accounting question, and they've always been really helpful. So LinkMyBooks at the moment you can get from as cheaply as £8 a month, which is brilliant. And for £8 a month it will hook up to eBay and Amazon, and it will summarize all the transactions that you've made, and it will post them to Xero or QuickBooks. It works with both, which is great. So I would say that LinkMyBooks is 100% essential if you are selling. If you're not selling, then you don't need it because you haven't got any income for LinkMyBooks to summarize, so you don't need to worry about it at that stage. So in order, I would say if you are a new seller to Amazon, eBay, or wherever, just selling online, start with my expense tracker and remember to keep a record of all of your costs. And then once you start growing and you progress to the stage of selling or just incurring more and more costs, so maybe you're ready to place your first stock order, you can then upgrade to Xero, which, as I've mentioned, starts at around £10 a month. And then once you actually start selling, honestly, I would really recommend getting LinkMyBooks, especially if you are VAT registered. It will make the VAT return part of your Amazon careers or eBay careers completely streamlined, and having all of these programs here will reduce your accounting costs because it means that your accountant is going to have to do less work, right? Because the bookkeeping process is done automatically by Xero, and the calculation of revenues, refunds, fees, profit, etc. is done by LinkMyBooks. So That is my advice for you in this video, guys. I use all three of these. Well, less so my expense tracker, but I use Xero and LinkMyBooks, and I would highly recommend getting those. So I'll put links for all of those in the description box below. And guys, if you've got any questions about anything to do with Amazon FBA accounting, bookkeeping, whatever, please do feel free to post in the comment box below. That's it for this week, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will see you next time.